Here we go, guys. I can't wait. I can't wait. I am Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains every single day. And Bitcoin is just having a major pushback, a major crash out of nowhere. I mean, I'm literally just laying down, watching my good old Breaking Bad, watching Heisenberg do his thing. And I check my phone and bing, bang, boom. We got this thing just tanking on a Sunday afternoon, late in the evening for Sunday. And this thing just started to tank. Why? I have no idea. I still haven't found any major article, any headline of somebody doing something around the world that somebody else didn't like, and then it dropped the markets. I honestly don't know who hit the sell button and tanked Bitcoin from 114 all the way down to as low as 110.5 in a 15-minute candle. One 15-minute candle, and this thing just tanked. Right, along with Ethereum. Ethereum held up pretty strong here. Let's go take a look at the ETH chart here. Ethereum came all the way down from literally 4,900. It was up at 4,957, making a new all-time high right now. Earlier this Sunday, and we just tanked all the way back down to 47.08, and now we're pushing back up at 47.54 for Ethereum as well. So what happened? I don't know. Is this good? Could possibly be very, very good. Why do I say this? Why is this massive tank in the crypto market today on a Sunday be actually positive for crypto? Could be. Maybe I'm wrong. But right now, just analyzing this as the first time I just saw it, I just jumped on, quickly rushed in here to see what was happening. Why is this flash crash actually bullish? Well, on Friday, we had major price action to the upside, right? Bitcoin came down all the way down to about 111.5, swept this August low, and since then it ran all the way up to about 117,300 and slowly started dripping back down throughout Saturday and Sunday until right now we just had this major crash. Why do I say once again that this is bullish? Crusader, this thing went up, now it's dumping. Why is this bullish? Let me tell you. It is bullish right now for Bitcoin to have this major wipeout, because you know how many people are piling into longs, thinking that it was going to be up city, pump city, all the way between now and interest rate cuts in September? A lot. I'm sure there was a ton of longs just in there, just piling up over the weekend, waiting for that big Monday open to just blast off, go to $130,000, $150,000 Bitcoin. Ethereum was going to go to 6 to 8K by Monday, right? That's what people were thinking. You might think that sounds ridiculous, Crusader. There's no way anybody thought that. Let me tell you, we're going to be seeing the headlines here real quick, real soon, about how much liquidations just happened in the last hour. Just happened because the longs, I'm sure, were piling up. And guess what? Now all those longs get instantly wiped out. The whales make a move. They start going long. They get a position. We swept the lows once again. And now this sweep of the lows is extremely bullish for Bitcoin to start pumping back up throughout later tonight as the Asia trading session begins tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time, right? 8 p.m. Eastern, Asia markets are opening, and I'm assuming with this crash that they're probably going to pump the market back up. And by the time we wake up on Monday morning for the New York session, during the Asia and London session, there's a very good chance that Bitcoin has recovered to this 113 to 114 area already, and Ethereum is back up around 4,800 to about 4,900 again, potentially even pushing for that 5K area right now. Very, very good chance that this happens with this major wipeout, right? With this major wipeout. So guys, if you're just tuning in, make sure you are smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe, because you guys don't want to miss out. You guys don't want to miss out tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to be dropping some major updates in the Crypto Citadel, my private trading community. So you guys definitely do not want to miss out on those updates. And it is the last week here to get 50% off your first month. So make sure you guys are joining in and getting ready for that as well. So let's go back to the Bitcoin chart here. Bitcoin having a nice sweep of these lows, came all the way down to the daily MPOC that we had down at 111, 178. We came all the way down to 110.5, bounced off that bad boy, and now we're finding some support here. Hopefully we can start recovering slowly but surely back over 113 and start rocking it back to the upside. Pengu hits $1. I'm changing careers, bro. I hope so. I hope you're right, bro. I hope Pengu does hit $1 for you. Bitcoin pushing back up here, man, seeing some strength, seeing some support, which is very good. We've had support at this level multiple times throughout the month of August, right? Back on, obviously, Friday, we swept this August low and we pumped up to Pump City 117. Back in August 21st, we also hit this previous all-time high of 112, had a nice little bounce to 113.5. And then at the very beginning of August, around August 3rd, was it August 3rd or August 2nd? Let's see, let me find my chart here. Yep, August 3rd right here, right? Back on August 3rd, August 2nd, August 3rd, we hit this area again for the first time, and we hit this 112 to 111 area, and then that led us to the major rally all the way up to 125 for Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin is still making lower highs here, right? As you guys saw, I did warn you guys on Friday on my late, was it Friday? Yeah, I think it was Friday. Friday, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Friday. I don't remember when exactly, but Friday or Thursday, I warned that, hey, even if we have a rally all the way back up here to 117, yes, we're breaking market structure of these lower highs, but overall, we're still at a lower high than the 125. We are still within this previous week downtrend. And guess what? We came up, we hit this area of resistance between the quarterly and the monthly VWAP, along with the upper band of this downtrend. And down we came once again, all the way here, sweeping the lows once again. And now we're pumping back up. So far, so good. Good sweep of the lows here, getting all the longs liquidated and out of position. And now the whales and the institutions and the big players come in for the big dive and for the big move. So definitely expect major volatility for tomorrow, Monday. Expect massive volatility. So if you're going to be trading it, make sure that you guys are being very cautious about what entries you're taking and how much leverage you're using, because there are definitely going to be some big fake out breakouts tomorrow, Monday. What's the code for the 50% off the first month, G? Marcus, the code is Citadel. Use the code Citadel when signing up to get the 50% off. If you have any issues, just send me a DM on any of my social medias. My DMs are always open. I will reply to your DMs, but I will never DM you first. So if you get a DM from someone that looks like me, or you might think it's me, it is not me, because I will never DM you first. Let's go jump over here. Let's make sure I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Let's see here. Turn on the news. We just went off in Ukraine. Okay, something. Oh my gosh. I hope that is fake news, my friends. I hope that is fake news. Let's see here. Let's see if we get anything here on X. Any good news? Any news about what is happening at all? Not seeing anything here yet. Let me do a quick little search. Actually, I might not even be able to search that. Not really seeing anything here. Let's see here. Not seeing anything. Don't want to do a deep dive on that. I don't think that is an emergency room live on CNN. Do you have any Citadel members from the UK, or is it just US based? We have members from Asia. I don't know if we have members from the UK or not. We do definitely have members in all different type of time zones for sure. I'm trying to find any breaking news here right now to see what could be causing this. Not seeing anything that you're talking about. Just don't see what could be possibly causing what everyone else is saying in the market. I don't see anything anywhere. Like, it would just be a simple search, but for whatever reason, what the heck is this? It's not coming up anywhere on any of my feeds. So if somebody has some type of information, they're seeing something happening, please drop it into the chat. Please drop it in the chat. I don't see any news about that. I'm not going to say those words. So if anybody can confirm that, definitely let me know. Somebody said that's fake news. Okay. I haven't seen anything I would think that would be everywhere if something like that had happened. I know all of you guys are not really know what I'm talking about, but somebody said that something big happened in a distant land, right? That, you know, was massive with a huge mushroom. I don't think that's true because I would be seeing breaking news all over the place and nothing like that has been shared. So I'm not sure if you covered this, but what do you think caused ETH to hit a new all-time high a short time ago? Honestly, the market was pumping. So earlier, the reason why Ethereum hit an all-time high was because Bitcoin was just ranging sideways, right? The price, we jump down here to the 15-minute before this major pullback, right? Before this major pullback, Bitcoin's price was just ranging sideways here. And guess what the Bitcoin dominance was doing? The Bitcoin dominance, as you guys can see here right above my head, was dropping, guys. The Bitcoin dominance was once again dropping, heading lower than it's been in a very long time, right? Even throughout these big moves that we've been seeing last week, right? We were up at 59, 58, 59, 60%. Now, throughout the weekend, we dropped, the Bitcoin dominance dropped all the way down to 58%. And now, today, we dropped all the way down as low as 57.53. When Bitcoin's price is chopping sideways at the all-time high ranges, right, ranging sideways at these highs, and the dominance begins to drop, altcoins begin to move, and that is what's caused Ethereum to have such a major move on Sunday, making it hit a new all-time high above 4,900. So 49.56 is what it hit right now as a new all-time high. But obviously, we have had this flash crash for Bitcoin, which definitely put everything on halt for Bitcoin, for Ethereum continuing to pump, wiping out all the longs. I'm sure a lot of people were just jumping in massively jumping in for the longs, and they just got liquidated for sure. Currently, in CMC, it's at 57%. Don't know what CMC you're talking about. Coin market cap. It's at 57%. Okay, yeah, coin market cap. That's what you're talking about. Oh, I see what you're saying now. Not the other way around. Okay. Still can't talk about that online, but Gesundheit. Let's keep going through the chat here, guys. Lots of things are happening. Appreciate all of you guys smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. Like I said, make sure you guys are in the Crypto Citadel tonight. Joining this is the last week to get 50% off your first month. Use the code Citadel to sign up. And this week, tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be getting new weekly data. Obviously, we just had a major move in the markets. So that's definitely going to affect how this new weekly data looks for Bitcoin, Ethereum. We do weekly updates and track. We're going to be tracking Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, and I believe Pengu as well, as our meme coin of the week that we're going to be tracking this week. So we're going to be tracking those, all five, getting major updates tonight in the Crypto Citadel as we start a new week here. So we're going to be getting a whole new week data, and we're going to be looking at what the market could be looking forward to in this week. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Should I open a long on Solana now? Let's go take a quick look at Solana's price. Solana was doing pretty well, above 200, and yeah, it's still above $200 right now. So I wouldn't say that now is the perfect time to be going long, guys. If you were paying attention here, if you've been watching the show, if you've been watching the channel, been subscribing, and definitely if you've been in the Crypto Citadel, right, you would have known that, hey, Solana has been in this major uptrend. This is the 4-hour chart, by the way. Major uptrend since the beginning of Q2. Since the beginning of Q2 all the way back in April when Solana bottomed out around $97, we have been in this major uptrend. And just recently, we hit the upper band, right? Back on August 14th, we hit the upper band of $209 on the upper side of this uptrend. Got rejected, came all the way back down, and we came down as low as 176, right? I did say that there's possibilities that we can come down to the yearly average, down to the yearly VWAP, down at 166 to 154, the lower band of the uptrend, and still be bullish, right? So it found support around the 176 area, and now we have bounced all the way back up towards that 210 area, and got a little bit of rejection here with Bitcoin's pullback. So right now is probably not the ideal area to go long. Yes, we can have a breakout tomorrow. I expect a lot of volatility. We could definitely have a breakout. We have targets between 225, 235 to 247 before running for all-time highs again for Solana. But ideally, you would want to be going on a low leverage long for Solana somewhere around this 170 area to 154 area. That's the area you're going to be looking for, or would want to be looking for a potential long to jump back up. Now, we're creating a little bit of a double top here. Once again, getting rejected. So right now, ideally, I wouldn't be going long on Solana at $200 as we have been having resistance here. Leroy Crypto, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see all of you guys in here, smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. Make sure you're dropping your questions into the chat. Appreciate everybody in here. Let's see here. Let's go check out the chat over here. Brett, appreciate you. Good to see you, Marcus. Hope you see you in the Crypto Citadel soon, brother. Let's go take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin has jumped back up towards this 112.9, hitting a little bit of resistance. Still sitting at 112.7, which is fine. Getting a nice little green 15-minute candle after having this last 45 minutes of just tanking. So hopefully we can find some support around this 112 area. Don't lose that area. We continue holding it, and we continue pushing back to the upside here as we close out the day today. In the next 3 hours and 30 minutes, the Asia trading session will begin, and that's when we'll be dropping our updates in the Crypto Citadel for Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and Solana, and Pengu. Please check Litecoin. Let's go take a look at Litecoin real quick. LTC, where are you at? No, that's not my chart. Here we go. So Litecoin, let me turn off this. Thank you. There we go. So Litecoin right now, right, we topped out around the 134, 136 around August 13, 14 area. When everything kind of topped out, we dropped all the way back down towards the quarterly VWAP for Litecoin down around the 111. We've bounced off that area. We're still making a lower high from the 133 when we bounced up on Friday, or actually, what was this? This was actually earlier today. Yeah, earlier today on Sunday, we bounced all the way back up to about 124, still making a lower high. We need to reclaim this 127 area to start pushing up higher towards 146, 164. We definitely have a lot of legacy targets way higher for Litecoin, which I definitely think are possible to achieve some of them as we continue pushing up higher and higher for Litecoin, along with Bitcoin, right? With Bitcoin continuing to push up higher. So we definitely need to see Bitcoin hold strength here, hold support, and continue pushing up to the upside. If not, we're going to see all the altcoins continue to drop here if Bitcoin continues dropping as well. So definitely don't want to see Bitcoin dropping anymore. We've already seen Bitcoin drop enough for a day. I would assume dropping all the way down to 110.5. Don't want to see this thing dropping any lower. Definitely want this to be a big sweep and a big push to the upside. Good to see all of you guys. Keep smashing those likes, guys. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Appreciate everybody smashing those likes. Let's see here. Let's go take a look at ADA. Let's quickly look at Ethereum here one more time. See how Ethereum's doing. Turn some of this stuff off. All right, Ethereum taking out a lot of targets here. Hanging out right around this area, holding strong support around 47.36. We dropped down as low as 47.05, but overall holding strong support here. Hopefully we can reclaim this daily VWAP and keep climbing to the upside. Bitcoin as well, holding some support here. A little bit of sideways chop. So hopefully we're bottoming out here before pushing up higher. Short squeeze. It was more like a long squeeze, bro. There was a lot of people, I'm sure, were stacking up a lot of longs over the weekend after all the news of a potential interest rate cut coming in September. Jerome Powell being very dovish, right? And I'm sure that the longs were stacking up over the weekend in anticipation for a major volatile move on Monday. And guess what? The market movers, right? The whales, the institutional players, right? The big dogs, The smart money, they're like, time to liquidate. Whoop, hit that sell button, baby. Whoop, whoop. And they dumped it on everybody. Yeah, somebody said, Richard Black just says, crazy liquidation event. Absolutely. You know how many longs must have been racking up all this weekend after that dovish meeting with Jerome Powell, talking about interest rate cuts potentially happening in September, pretty much giving that away to the public. A bunch of longs were stacking up, and now all those longs got liquidated. All those longs just got majorly liquidated, guys. Appreciate everybody's making sure you guys are tapping those likes, baby. Make sure you tap those likes. I see all of you guys hanging in here, but I see you guys not hitting that like, and I see you guys not subbing. Over 60% of people watching the channel do not sub to the channel, guys. Fix that. I'm not sure if you covered it. I already answered that question. Let's see here. Please look at XRP. We'll definitely take a look at XRP here. Will XRP select Link or ONDO for future RWA project? I definitely think Link will be involved in something RWA because Link is involved with everything. So I think Link is like a default. If you're going to do anything in the real world, Link has to be involved some way, somehow. ONDO for sure is the largest, leading the way in real world assets and tokenizations, and they're backed by BlackRock and all this stuff. So I definitely think it would be ONDO would make the most choice. And I do believe that ONDO and XRP did announce some type of partnership a few weeks or a few months ago at this point in time. So I think that already kind of happened. What is causing this quick dip on ETH? Lance, my friend, you're late to the show, but Bitcoin had a major flash crash from 114.7 all the way down to 110.5, causing Ethereum to have a major, not even a major. Ethereum dropped from 49.50 down to like 4,700, which isn't even that big of a drop for ETH itself. So that's what's causing that. Let's continue going through here. Let's go take a look at the XRP chart. Let's go take a look at good old XRP, my friend. XRP, where you at? Here we are. Let's jump out to the 4-hour. So XRP overall still on the 4-hour, right? Still creating lower highs. As you guys can see here, XRP made the high back in ending of July or mid-July, right, of 366 when they started to announce that the court case was over. And now, a month plus later, we're still not at $5. We're still not at $10. Why not, XRP people? XRP holders, please tell me in the chat, why are we not at $1,000 yet? Why are we not at $1,000 XRP? But nonetheless, XRP has dropped. It created a monthly NPLC up at 345, which we have not reached. We topped out in August, around August 8th to 10th, around 336. They made another lower high on August 14th at 334. We're currently once again below the monthly VWAP, trying to stay above the quarterly and get above the monthly here. But we are making another lower high once again if we continue to drop down to the downside. The big targets to the downside, if we are going to drop, if Bitcoin's going to drop, if everything's going to drop, right, the next big targets to the downside for XRP is this 257 to 252 area, which is the yearly VWAP, a local gold pocket, and then we have a larger time frame macro gold pocket around 233, right below that quarterly average of 242, which was massive resistance for XRP before the major breakout. So those are the targets that we're looking at for XRP right now. Bitcoin trying to get back above 112.8, facing a little bit of resistance, but I do believe that hopefully we are starting to bottom out here and start to recover. Let's continue jumping into the chat. Make sure you guys are all tapping those likes. Drop your questions down below. What do you believe SUI is worth more than XRP per coin? Why do you believe SUI is worth more per coin? Guys, the price of the coins are all relative to the amount of supply that they have, right? All the tokens have different supplies, right? So I'm pretty sure SUI has a smaller supply than what XRP has. So XRP supply, let's see if it says it here. It does not. Let's go to CoinMarketCap real quick. So CoinMarketCap, XRP's supply will tell us why it's a lower price, or higher price at this point. What is the current supply? Current circulating supply is 59.48 billion XRP. Max supply is 100 billion. So it's just a little bit over 50% of its total supply is in circulation. So that is why XRP is at $3 right now. Why is SUI potentially higher? I'm pretty sure they have a lower supply. So we go over to SUI. Come over here to SUI. Let this load in. SUI's circulating supply is 3.5 billion. Its max supply is 10 billion. So when you guys see some coins like, let's say, Floki or Shiba Inu, right? They have a very small price. You're like, man, it's like not even a penny. If I buy it now and it goes to 1 penny or to $1, like a lot of these other cryptos, I'm going to be rich. But the reality is that they will never reach that price point because their supply, their tokenomics is completely different from other crypto projects. That's why you can't compare and you can't go based off price alone. So SUI has a way smaller market cap as well, right? Its market cap is only 12 billion and its supply is only 3.5 billion currently circulating with a max supply of 10 billion versus XRP has a market cap of 180 million, way larger market cap, and it has a way larger supply with circulating 59.48 billion tokens out of 100 billion. So that's why you'll see SUI's price higher than XRP's, even though XRP is the flip of the switch any minute now is going to take over the world, whatever. That's why you'll see other coins that are worth more dollar-wise, right? Just like AVAX. AVAX is $25, but XRP is only $3. AVAX has a smaller supply and larger market cap. Not larger than XRP, but in comparison to SUI. Bitcoin pushing up here at 112.8, baby. Let's get it. Let's get it. Where's my ETH at? ETH is back up at 48, almost at 4,800. Come on, ETH. Pump it, baby. Pump it. Pump it to the moon, baby. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Smash those likes. If you guys aren't excited, I don't know what is going to get you excited except for this Sunday today when the markets are pumping. Costa, thank you for smashing that subscribe, brother. Good to see you. I hope to see you in the Crypto Citadel. Like I said, last week is now to get 50% off your first month in the Crypto Citadel, my private trading community where you get daily trade signals, an hour-long trading course that completely explains my trading strategy from basic beginners that know nothing to how to follow along. So signals, course, daily trade setups, market updates, long-term analysis, and live trading sessions as well, and private indicators that I've created myself. So all of that for a cheap one price. So I hope to see all of you guys in the Crypto Citadel. You think Bitcoin's going to 108 today on Bitcoin? I don't think so, man. I don't think Bitcoin's going down to 108. Bitcoin right now is pumping up at 112.9, right? Trying to get back above that 113 area. We swept the August low once again. We also swept the current low, right? The low from Friday before we had the major rally. We swept that low. We came all the way down to 110.5, a big sweep of liquidity to some prices that we have not seen for many months. The last time Bitcoin was below 111, let's zoom out here to the 4-hour. The last time we were down below 110, 111 was back on August 2nd, was when we created that low. And the only other time we were down here was back at the beginning of July, when Bitcoin was down at 111, 110 area back in July 10th. At the very beginning of July was the last time we were at that low, and we just pumped through that zone, right? We had a major rally, and now we've come down. We've grabbed liquidity from those areas. We have swept those lows. We're getting a very bullish 1-hour candle here for Bitcoin, right? We have 15 minutes and 58 seconds, basically 16 minutes left on this 1-hour candle to close to the upside, showing very bullish sweep and reversal here for Bitcoin. And obviously Ethereum is following suit here. So let's go, baby. Let's go to Pump City, baby. Let's hit that 5K ETH tomorrow. Very possible. We hit 49.54 on Sunday. You think tomorrow we can't hit 5K plus? We definitely could hit 5K plus tomorrow for Ethereum. So if you guys aren't excited, I don't know what's going to make you excited in this market. What is your opinion on Quant? Let's go take a look at Quant real quick. Quant. Good old Quant. Let's jump out here to the 4-hour. So Quant has been did fall out of its uptrend that it had previously been following. We fell out of that as we closed out the month of July, started the month of August, a little bit bearish. We came down to about 101, found support there right now, and now we're bouncing back up. We're around the 106. We do have one more target to the downside that lines up with the yearly VWAP as well, down around $96 to $97. Not saying that we will go down and sweep that area, but that is an area of interest if we lose $100. If we lose 96, we're in trouble, right? We could be dropping all the way down to 70 to 67. Not saying we will unless Bitcoin is having a major pullback. So meanwhile, Bitcoin doesn't have any major pullbacks and Bitcoin continues to climb up. I don't expect Quant crashing down to 70, but if Bitcoin does crash, definitely expect Quant to be crashing down to around $70. Now, if Quant can continue to hold support here and continue climbing up along with Bitcoin, we need to get back above the 117 to especially the 124 area. We need to get above that area. A lot of resistance at 117, a lot of resistance at 124. Once we can get above that, we do have targets between 141 to 178 and higher for Quant. But we need to hold this area of $100 and climb back up higher. What's your big play? What's my big play on what? What's my big play to what? What price do you think Aerodrome could hit this cycle? Obviously, honestly, I said honest. I wanted to say honestly, not obviously. Honestly, I do think Aerodrome could start, could make a run for its previous all-time high of 237. I think that's very, very possible. We've gotten very close to hitting my targets of 164 to 168. We came up as high as 159 on Friday. And you know that I am planning on taking some profits at 164 to 168 area for Aerodrome. But yes, I do believe 237 is a potential to revisit, especially since Bitcoin hasn't had its major blast off yet, right? I do believe Bitcoin's going to hit 150K by the end of the year. I do believe that Ethereum has a chance of running to that 6 to 8K, maybe not by the end of this year exactly, but very close, right? And I do believe that if that is happening, Aerodrome's already sitting at 143. There's absolutely no reason why we can't fathom the fact that it could run to that all-time high. Even though its tokenomics are terrible, it could run to that all-time high and higher, right? It could run towards that $2.80 to $3 mark, maybe a little bit higher than that. Who knows? But I do plan on taking some profits around 168. I've been dollar cost averaging Aerodrome below 50 cents for years now, since 2024, right? Since early 2024 and before that. Aerodrome came out around January-ish, February of 2024. So since that time frame. Let's see here. Bitcoin still sitting at 112.8, baby. Climb, baby, climb. Appreciate everybody smashing those likes. Appreciate everybody hanging in here. Appreciate any insights on Fetch. We'll definitely take a look at Fetch. The Bitcoin bottom is 112K. We actually hit all the way as low as 110, $110,500. So we actually hit that low earlier today on this massive liquidation event, and now we've swept it. We've gone back up. We're getting a nice 1 hour close here for Bitcoin in the next 11 minutes. So yeah, had Aerodrome for a while, finally back in the green. Let's go, Brett Boy. That's what I'm talking about, man. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Appreciate everybody in here joining. Appreciate all of you guys smashing those likes. I definitely appreciate everybody you dropping a comment into the chat. Drop your questions, guys, especially everybody on YouTube watching right now. I see a lot of you guys just hanging out, not really saying much. Drop a comment in the chat. Drop an altcoin. I'll cover it for you. Let's follow up here. Let's go take a look at Fetch real quick. Good old Fetch, man. Fetch, I knew that ever since that merger, they were going to struggle, man. And ever since then, we've gotten nowhere near its tops, right? Nowhere near its top. So Fetch has been in a downtrend since May, falling out of its quarter two uptrend. We're currently sitting around 68 cents. We're below the yearly average, the yearly VWAP and the quarterly VWAP. So I do expect some major resistance between 72 to about 77 cents. Around 80 cent area for Fetch. But on top of that, we need to get above 85 cents. Getting above 85 cents puts us back in the uptrend for quarter two, where we do have targets to the upside between $1.21 to $1.31. And then we have the yearly average all the way up at 175. But we need to see a move up above 85 cents and hold above 85 cents to continue climbing towards those upper targets. If we don't, if we continue to get rejected here, right, off 72 and lower, our targets to the downside are between 55 to 46 cents for fetch. Oh, Bitcoin's pulling back here. I don't like this. We got 9 more minutes. We're pushing back down to 112.7. I don't want to see a red candle here as we close this 1 hour. I want this candle to be a nice green candle to the upside. So hopefully in the next 9 minutes, we continue to push back to the upside once again towards that 113 area. Let's appreciate everybody smashing those likes. Appreciate everybody joining the Crypto Citadel. I see some of you guys signing up already. Damien, what's good, brother? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Can you please take a look at Flux? Taking a look at Flux. Let's go take a look at that. Flux. I don't even think I have a chart for that, but we will see. Okay. Why is my chart freezing? Come on. All right, let's jump out here to the daily. So Flux has been nothing but melting. Had a big push to the upside on March 22nd of 2024 around the $1.78. Since then, we've been making nothing but lower highs. We made a lower high in May of 2024. We made a lower high on December of 2024 in that next big rally down up at 89 cents. So I definitely don't expect us to continue pushing up higher. I would be very surprised if Flux makes a new push above 89 cents, as we have been making a very large time frame lower high downtrend since March of 2024. So targets to the upside here are going to be very scarce. We have the yearly VWAP above us, above 32 cents. We definitely need to get above that, get above the August low around 39 cents. To start climbing up here, because yeah, this thing's definitely in trouble, man. Be very careful with this. Come on, Bitcoin, push towards that 113, baby. We got 7 minutes on this 1 hour candle close. Let's go. Come on. Somebody says AVAX. Let's go take a look at AVAX. AVAX has a lot of price action possibility, right? Now the question is it going to come to fruition or is it just a dream? But AVAX definitely has a lot of targets to the upside, right? We have big resistance around that $29 to $30 mark. So once AVAX can get back above $30, we have targets between 36 to 41. And then we have a monthly MPOC all the way up at 51, basically $54. That's like our local high from back in December of 2024. And then our big high back in March of 2024 was around $65. But legacy price-wise, AVAX has targets between 71 to 147, where its all-time high from 2021 is it's 147. Now, AVAX has got a lot of stuff happening for it fundamentally, but for whatever reason, price action isn't reflecting it. So it's been very disappointing, to say the least, on why AVAX isn't higher. But if we can, I definitely believe realistically between $36 to $51 is very possible for AVAX by the end of this year. Once again, in a big altcoin season, Bitcoin hitting 150 and higher, whatever. Now, if it really wants to run, we have targets between 71 to 147 to potentially make a new all-time high. Are we going to see that? I don't know just yet. I'll only be looking at that once we start approaching that $51 mark. Until we don't get above $51, I'm not going to be thinking about 71 or, a new all-time high for AVAX. Bitcoin pushing back up, baby. Bitcoin pushing back up. Let's get it, baby. Push it, baby. Push it. That's what I want to see here. SUI price possibility, please. SUI's is very simple chart. Nice little uptrend for SUI. I don't even need to look at the chart. I've seen it so many times. I've kind of memorized at this point in time. Our big target to the upside, once we can get above $4 for SUI, is 481. Above 481, SUI is pretty much going for its previous all-time high of like 5 something, and then just price discovery right after that. There's not a lot of volume at all above 481. So 481 is our main target to the upside, and then once we get above that, volume is very scarce up there. We've spent very little time above 481, and then it's if we're in a rally, it's straight to the all-time high of 520 something, I believe it is, and then boom, just price discovery after that for SUI. So right now, SUI is sitting at 368. Still holding up very well, up 264% on the year, only down 6.8% on the month. So yeah, SUI is doing fantastic, and I definitely think we're going to run for that 481 plus area for SUI. What do you think of Bitcoin in September, guys? Bitcoin in September, fundamentally, historically here, price targets, right? As you guys can see here, these are all the monthly returns for September in since 2013 all the way through 2024. Out of those 12 years, right? Out of those 12 years of price action, or we're on the 12th year now, but out of those, whatever, we've had only 4 green Septembers. Every other September has been in the red, where we average about negative 3.77% negative returns for Bitcoin in the month of September. September is really not a great bullish month for Bitcoin. Neither is August. August is also usually in the red as well. We've only had 4 green August in the history of Bitcoin. Last August in 2024, we were down 8.6%. We're still only down right now less than 1%. Less than 1%. We're 0.95% in the red for August. So overall, this has been a pretty bullish August, right? Compared to all the other red Augusts that we've had. So we'll see here this rest of this week if we can sustain this price action and move up higher, maybe potentially close another green August. But September's usually red. This is why I said that it wasn't going to be pump city to the upside only. We could still pump to the upside like we did to 117, 118. We can pump back up there again, come back down throughout the month of September until the interest rate cut meeting. And then after the interest rate cut meeting, could potentially start slowly pushing back to the upside again. So there's definitely roller coaster ride to be left, to be assumed is going to happen between now, an interest rate cut, and the ending of September. Now, October, on the other hand, is a very, very green month for Bitcoin. Bitcoin's only being red in 2 months, back in 2014 and back in 2018. Every other October since 2013 has been green for Bitcoin. Bitcoin has an average of plus 21.89% returns in the month of September, in the month of October. So Q4 is usually still very, very bullish. As we can see here, we see the quarterly returns for Bitcoin. Bitcoin's had only 4 red Q4s since 2013, right? Since 2013, only 4 years was the Q4 actually red. Every other Q4 has been in the green, which we have a very good chance of getting another green Q4 for Bitcoin this year. Oh man, Bitcoin's pushing back down. Don't like that. We got 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. We're down at 112,600. Don't want to close this 1 hour red, bro. Close this thing in the green. We need this thing to pump, man. We need this thing to pump here. Can't compare last bull cycle with this one either due to institutional interest in crypto now. Oh, 100%. I'm not comparing. I'm just showing you the monthly and quarterly returns of historical years, which is just something to just talk about, right? Something to the level of interest and demand that we have for crypto now compared to all those other years in the past doesn't even compare. So it just goes to show you that if historical patterns continue to somewhat, right? Not exactly, not very close, but just somewhat continue to play out with the level of demand that we have now, we could definitely see some big moves. Bitcoin's getting crushed here. Bitcoin is dropping a little bit. We're still in the green, but I would like to see a juicier green candle here on the 1 hour. We have 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Do not want to see this candle turn red. I want this thing to push back to the upside and close on the green, baby. Come on, give me a big fat green candle, baby. What are your thoughts on ICP, dude? I'm very bearish on ICP. I do believe ICP is going to rally again at some point, maybe with the rest of the altcoins when we have another big altcoin season. But realistically, if we get anywhere between $10 to $15 again for ICP, I am selling my full bag. I'm done with ICP, man. I don't care if ICP goes to $1,000 later. I'm done holding ICP for so many years. All of 2024 is spent getting rejected at $15. It's got terrible marketing. It's got basically zero adoption that I see on chain of anybody building anything interesting at all on ICP. And it's just not moving, right? So portfolio wise, definitely, like you guys have heard me talk about, I plan on selling all my altcoins. I definitely plan on selling these major legacy coins that are barely performing this year, and getting rid of that, and then, you know, just waiting for the next big bear market to cycle those profits into new altcoins that could have, you know, way more potential to the upside. Here we go. Bitcoin's pushing up, baby. 112.8. We got 4 seconds left. We're getting a nice green candle here for Bitcoin. Let's go, baby. We closed. We had a nice green candle here on the 1 hour. Hopefully we can continue to push to the upside here and continue to climb back above 113 for Bitcoin. Interest rate hike, if it happens, will push us further. You mean interest rate cut? We're talking about interest rate cut. Also, ICP, sadly, I agree. Yeah, man, ICP has just been a bit nothing. Do you feel it would break out from Bitcoin dominance? Do you think Bitcoin dominance affect Ethereum and XRP? Yes, Bitcoin's dominance affects all altcoins, guys. Oh no, Bitcoin's pushing back down. I don't like that. No. Unfortunately, Bitcoin dominance does affect everything. Bitcoin's dominance was dropping today. Ethereum was running. Then obviously Bitcoin had a flash crash and it put everything on hold. But XRP and Ethereum are not immune to Bitcoin. Bitcoin runs the crypto market. No matter how much you don't want to hear that, no matter how much you might hate the sound of that, that's just the reality. Bitcoin is the largest asset of $2.something trillion market cap in the crypto space. It's $2.25 trillion market cap. It runs the space. Ethereum is the second largest and the fastest altcoin, the fastest asset ever to reach over $500 billion market cap. That was just an historical record that it hit recently, of hitting over $500 billion faster than Bitcoin. Bitcoin took, I believe, 12 years or something like that. Ethereum did it in like 6 years, 6 or 7 years, something like that. A way shorter period in time than Bitcoin did. So nothing is immune to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin pulls back, altcoins crash, right? If Bitcoin pumps, altcoins pump. Now, when Bitcoin dominance drops, as Bitcoin's price is pumping and chopping sideways at those higher levels, we do see altcoins outperform and we have altcoin seasons. But don't get confused and believe that at some point in time, XRP or Ethereum is going to break away from Bitcoin dominance and just run the market and do its own thing. You can see slight indications of that during altcoin seasons, and it might feel like that during an altcoin season. But when Bitcoin says, buckle up, you better buckle up, because where Bitcoin goes, the altcoins will follow. Let's see here. Oh, man, Bitcoin dropping back down to 112.5. That's not bueno, man. Not bueno. Appreciate everybody jumping in here. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Hope you guys are all joining the Crypto Citadel, my private trading community, where you get the trading course, the trading signals, you get the daily market updates, trade setups, right? My private indicators, live trading sessions Monday through Thursday. If you're not in there today, this week is the last week to get 50% off your first month of trying it out. So make sure you get that last one attempt to try it out for 50% off. After this week, when August is over, there is no more 50% discount. The code is Citadel when signing up. You guys can sign up with anything in any of my social medias under my description or, you know, bio or whatever. Appreciate everybody jumping in here. You got a new sub. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. What do you think of Epic Chain? I don't know much about it. I know that I partnered up with XRP on some real world asset stuff. From what I've seen, I got to do some more research on it and look it up a little bit more, but I don't know too much to speak good or bad about it right now at this moment. So give me some time to do some research on that. Appreciate everybody hanging out. I'm going to be heading out of here. I'm going to go have dinner with the fam. It's Sunday. Everybody have a safe weekend, whatever is left of it. Buckle up. Today, 8 p.m. Eastern time, I will be making major updates on Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and Solana in the Crypto Citadel. So if you're not in there, you're going to be missing out on all these new weekly data updates that are coming out for these assets in the Crypto Citadel. So make sure you guys are signing up. That is going to be happening tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So guys, I'm Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains every single day, and I'll see you in the Crypto Citadel. See ya.